Magandang hapon po sa lahat and welcome to Life at Work's first webinar of the year. Yes! Ayan, sige. Mag-ano naman kayo, like react, di ba? Excited tayong lahat. It's the first webinar of the year. Yes, I love it. So, ako po pala si Steph Saison and I am part of the Life at Work community. So, Life at Work community where we aim to inspire life that leads to excellent work. Yan. So, what is Life at Work? Yan. So let's explain para sa mga first time this webinar, first time this 2022. Yan. So Life at Work is a community geared towards empowering people in the workplace. So our aim is to help corporate organizations such as yung mga organizations that we're all in to succeed by equipping their company personnel, tayo yan, in achieving our full potential in all aspects of life, such as work, relationships, finances, family, ethics, emotions, and spirituality. So for those na andito last year, di ba? Last year, pwede kayo mag heart react for those who were here last year. So last year, we discussed how to overcome your inner struggles. Yan, di ba? So ang dami ko din nakikita mga heart react yan. So mga bumabalik this year. And in how to overcome your inner struggles, we tackled topics on fear, worry, anger, burnout, and stress. And it provides steps on how we can manage our emotions and channel them into something positive, enriching, and beautiful. Yan. So I'm so glad to see all of you here. And so let's just recap what we had last year and some testimonials from our participants. So yeah, let's watch this video.
One life lesson that I learned from Life at Work was that your emotions are valid and you have to accept them for you to be able to move forward to a healthier mental and emotional lifestyle.
It's okay to have fears. Despite those fears, we have God to help us get through those fears, and that God is bigger than us. He is our shield and He is our strength whenever there are times that we feel the fear in us.
Naalala ko yung promise ni Lord, particular dito sa Philippians 4:6-7. Sabi, don't be anxious. So tama, huwag tayong mag-alala kasi gagamit at gagawa ang Lord ng kaparaanan.
Sa bahay, since I'm the eldest, I'm like the role model of my brothers. Tutunan ko po talaga na intindihin yung mga bagay kung saan sila nanggagaling before ako magalit and pag-isipan kung ano yung mga bagay na pwede kong tanggapin and kausapin muna sila bago ako mag-react.
Kapag burn out ka sa sarili mo, kailangan mo i-reach out yung mga taong minamahal mo sa buhay. Sino ba yung mga mahal mo sa buhay? Yung pamilya mo, yung friends mo. Siyempre, sino ba yung nag-iisang minamahal ka? Siyempre si Lord yun. Hindi mo mahanap yung tunay na saya dahil lang sa mahal mo yung isang tao, mahal mo yung isang bagay, ganyan. Mararamdaman mo yung tunay na pagmamahal kay Lord lang.
Ihingi mo lang lahat kay Lord. Hindi niya tayo pababayaan. Hindi niya tayo kakayaan na malugmok dun sa kung ano man po yung mga pinagdadaanan.
My life now is a little bit far from the old one. I have no good relationship with my family, friends, workmates, and other people who's around me. My relationship to them now is we become more closer and well concerned to each other.
I have come with peace, not just only with worry or with fear, but also with anger. Kasi meron din akong thinking before na kailangan ko maayos agad yung fear ko or kailangan ko maayos agad yung anger ko. But I have come at peace with those emotions. Certainly, hindi nawawala yung emotions na yun. Hindi siya naayos agad. Pero it's okay. It's okay to feel those emotions and also to lift them to God. Kasi yun nga, at the end of the day, si God lang din yung makakatulong sa'yo.
Every moment of my life, pinakaubaya ko kay Lord. Every minute, kapag meron na akong fear, meron na akong nakakaranas na ako talaga ng struggle, emotional struggle, sabi ko, Lord, anong gagawin ko? Bahala na po kayo sa akin. Ikaw na po ang gumabay kung anong gagawin ko. Bigyan niyo ako ng courage. Bigyan niyo ako ng protection. Paramdam mong muli sa akin ang pagmamahal mo. Yun yung lagi kong dinadasal sa Kanya. Hindi niya ako iniwan. Yung presence ni Lord, nandyan sa amin, nandyan sa akin, nasa puso ko, ramdam na ramdam ko yan. Basta ibigay mo lang sa Kanya, magtiwala.
Pinagpapasalamat ko po na talagang nakilala ko ang Panginoon. The Life at Work webinars is a great help to every individual here and to others na nagre-remind at andun yung nagkakaroon tayo ng more eagerness and hungry to feed the Word of God. Sabi nga, give your burden to God. Sa Matthew, di ba, sa 11:28, ibigay natin yung ating mga bigatin and let it God to solve everything. And nakita namin yung power at ang promises ng Lord talagang hindi nagbabago.
Join Life at Work!
Sali na kayo sa Life at Work.
Hi everybody! Come enjoy! Dito na tayo sa Life at Work. Masaya dito at siguradong lalago ang ating spiritual na buhay. Kaya tara na, dito na tayo. Siguradong panalo ang buhay natin.
Join Life at Work!
Yan, so nag-enjoy ba kayo sa video? Really shows, no, with all these testimonies na narinig natin na nag-enjoy sila, and not only enjoy, but they also learned a lot and nakapag-apply talaga sila sa life nila. Yung mga natutunan nila from last year's webinar. Kaya ang exciting ngayon kasi we have a new series. So what is the What It Takes to Succeed series? Yan. So this series will try to answer the questions, what is success? What does success look like? So yeah, for sure, at one point in your life, you have asked these kinds of questions. So this webinar will also address mga common misconceptions that we have on success na we equate it to wealth, happiness, pleasure, possessions, power, and achievement only. So success, as we will later discover with Pastor Mike, it is also knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. So it is a journey rather than a destination. Yan. So, di ba? It sounds exciting. Excited na ba kayo? Gusto ko makita yung reaction nyo na party popper. Para alam ko nakikinig kayo. Yung parang party popper yan. Excited. Yan. Excited? Excited? Yun. Ayan. Nakikita ko na siya. Or kung wala kayong option na yan, sige, kahit heart, okay lang. Yan. So I see people are excited. So sige, let's see what we have this afternoon, our schedule, our agenda. Let's see. Yan. So to start, we will have this talk with Pastor Mike. So he will share to us what it takes to succeed, our fulfilling our maximum potential. And later on, I will just go through our announcements. And then yan, sa pinaka-end, meron tayong question and answer. So if meron na kayong mga questions during the talk ni Pastor Mike, pwede nyo naman i-private message sa akin para pwede ko siyang consolidate for our Q&A later. And so just some reminders before I introduce Pastor Mike. And so as you can see, everyone is muted para lang hindi tayo ma-distract with unnecessary noise. And the chat is open, so feel free na pwede kayo mag-comment na, uy, ang ganda nito, or agree ako dyan, like this happened to me before. Yan. So feel free lang to engage within our Life at Work community. And again, you can chat me for questions para I can compile that. And you can feel free to turn on your video like all of us. Yan. Para, di ba, magkita-kita pa rin naman tayo. Kahit na 2022 na, yan, webinar pa rin tayo. Yan. So, just take note of those reminders. So, ayan, i-introduce ko na si Pastor Mike. So, Michael R. Carino is a speaker, writer, mentor, teacher, philosopher, theologian, pastor, missionary, and spirituality coach. So he finished his Bachelor of Arts in Political Science at Far Eastern University and his Master of Divinity in Biblical Studies naman at International Graduate School of Leadership. And lastly, he finished his Master of Arts in Philosophy at the University of the Philippines. Yan. So Mike has spoken in various conferences and seminars on topics dealing with leadership, education, teams, relationships, worldviews, and spirituality. Yan. So you're in for a treat talaga with Pastor Mike. So Mike is also a pastor at the Christian Bible Church of the Philippines. He's also a resource speaker at DIWA Learning System and an instructor at the International Graduate School of Leadership. So he is also the author of the book Reasonable Faith, the role of intellectual virtues in the justification of religious belief. Yan. So, hindi ko na po papatagalin kasi, di ba, sobrang hype up ko na si Pastor Mike. So, sisimulan na po natin ang ating webinar by our Life at Work team leader, Pastor Mike Carino. Yan. So, clap, clap emoji. Yan.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Steph, for that kind and wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining. And we will start a new webinar series entitled What It Takes to Succeed. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin na nagtatagumpay? Ano bang itsura? At paano mo malalaman na ikaw ay nagtatagumpay? What does it take to succeed? And what is success after all? By the way, this webinar is taken from at least 2 books by Dr. John Maxwell. One book is The Success Journey, The Process of Living Your Dreams. The other book is entitled 3 Things Successful People Do, The Roadmap That Will Change Your Life. Sa books na to, we were able to summarize and gather some principles and tools that we can use in trying to understand what it takes to succeed. So if you want to dive deeper and read more and research more about these principles, you can avail these books on your own. So, ang ating pag-uusapan sa ating 3-part series na to, today is part 1, what does it take to succeed? Actually, many of us define success as becoming somebody else. Sana maging kagaya ako ni Bill Gates or maging kasing pagkatagumpay ako ni Michael Jordan or ni Michael Jackson, or ni Albert Einstein, or ni Steve Jobs, and many, many more. We are trying to define success as being somebody we are not. But ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng tagumpay? There are many pictures of success that are really insufficient, limited, or sometimes false. Some people define success as wealth. Pag marami akong kayamanan, marami akong pera, malaki ang bank account ko, siguro matagumpay na ako. Well, not necessarily. A lot of people who have lots of money are not really happy or fulfilled or not necessarily successful. Others define success as having pleasure. Pag masarap ang buhay ko at masaya lagi ang buhay ko, siguro matagumpay na ako. Well, there are things in life that are very, very shallow and superficial. And one of them is our search for pleasure and happiness. Kasi we go through sadness and we go through pain and suffering, but it does not necessarily mean we are unsuccessful. At the same time, hindi porke masarap at masaya lahat na nangyayari sa buhay mo ay matagumpay ka na. Others define success as accumulating a lot of possession, a lot of stuff, a lot of toys. Basta may bago akong kotse, bagong bahay, bagong relo, bagong alahas, bagong gamit, bagong cellphone, bagong gadget. I will be successful na siguro. Not necessarily. These things fade and they are temporary. Many times, of course, they are blessings from God, but that does not necessarily define our fulfillment or our success in life. So, others define naman success as power. So, achieving some positions or acquiring some influence or becoming powerful or someone who is an authority. Pag nanalo ako sa election na to, o kapag ako ang binoto or naging chairman or naging president, or naging leader ng aming organization. Well, many people who are in power make power like a temporary high, temporary anesthesia to our pain. But the truth is, power does not guarantee genuine and authentic success. For others, it's achievements. Pag nagkaroon kami ng championship nito, if I only get this trophy or this medal or this award or this grade or this score, or if I pass this board exam and all. So some of us define success as pagka naroon kang mga nakukuha ng mga recognition at applause. But success is not like that. So what does it take to really be successful? There are at least 3 things that make a person successful according to John Maxwell. Actually, he defines success this way. Success is actually knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. So there are 3 roadmaps to success. Diba? Knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others or impacting your world. Today, we'll talk about part 1. knowing your purpose in life. Yan ang ating pag-uusapan sa hapon na ito. O, bigyan nyo naman ako ng heart emoji, heart reaction, if you're excited to dive into this first part of our three-part series. Alright, so, sa knowing your purpose in life, pagka alam mo raw ang layunin o direksyon ng buhay mo, meron kang tatlong tanong na dapat tanungin para malaman mo, how do I know the end game of my life? How do I know the goals and the objectives or the dreams in my life? The first thing you need to ask is, where would I like to go? Yan, ano? So all of us are living our lives as if we are in a journey. Para tayong mga tao na dumadaan sa isang paglalakbay. Mahirap yung buhay kapag you just walk and you just tour or you just cruise around without going in a certain direction. Yes, alam niyo ba yung mga cruise that goes nowhere, no? Mga sasakyan, mga barko, that they will just cruise around and then go in circles in the ocean. Of course, they will have parties, they will have good meals and have fun, but it's a pointless, meaningless life, no? If there is no direction. All of us are meant to discover why we are here and what's our purpose for existence. In other words, you need to discover your dream. Ano bang pangarap mo sa buhay? Ano bang gusto mong marating sa buhay? That's one key ingredient to the roadmap to success, the power of a dream. I believe na bawat isa sa atin ay binigyan ng Diyos ng pangarap sa ating mga puso. Each one of us have been given a dream in our hearts. It's actually about a vision that God has given into our very soul. Bawat isa sa atin merong nilagay ang Diyos ng mga dahilan bakit niya tayo nilikha. God has given us purpose for our existence. It's the things that we were born to do. It draws on our talents and gifts. It appeals to our highest ideals. Ano yung mga gusto nating mangyari sa ating mga buhay? It sparks our feelings of destiny. Parang, ito yata yung tadhana ko. Yan, ano? So you have to discover, where would you like to go? It's linked to our purpose in life. That dream starts our success journey. When you know where you're going, you begin a journey. You begin a journey for success. So a dream gives us direction in life. Nakakita na ba kayo ng tao na walang direction sa buhay? Anak ko, ang lungkot, ano? He's just busy doing things, going around, repeating routines, and becoming mechanical. It's a boring and meaningless cycle of existence, 24 hours a day wasted on empty activities. Kasi walang direction sa buhay. So our actions need to be based on what we want to accomplish in our lives. Kasi kung saan-saan ka lang pumupunta o sumasabay ka lang sa agos, parang maraming nasasayang na panahon. By the way, no, it doesn't mean that you live up to 80 or 90 or 100. It doesn't mean you're successful. Maraming mga tao, no, they live up to 90 and 100, but they're unhappy. Their lives are empty. But some people live short lives, 40 years, 50 years, and they're done. They pass to the next life. But it's a full and meaningful life. Why? Because they were able to discover a dream. They were able to discover their direction in life. Ikaw ba? Alam mo ba ang direction mo sa buhay? Meron ka bang mga pangarap na gustong ma-achieve sa iyong sarili? The second power of a dream is this. A dream increases our potential. Kasi without a dream, we may struggle to see potential in ourselves because we don't look beyond our current circumstances. But with a dream, we begin to see ourselves in a new light as having greater potential and being capable of stretching and growing to reach our potential. Yun, ibig sabihin, pag meron kang pangarap, you strive to improve yourself. Parang gusto mo magbagong buhay at maging mas mahusay ang iyong ugali at mas marami kang kaalaman na ma-achieve or ma-acquire so that you can reach your goal in life. In other words, every opportunity, every challenge, every resource we discover, every talent we develop, they all contribute towards the achieving of our dreams. Another reason that we need to know where we would like to go is because a dream helps us prioritize. Malalaman mo yung pwede mong hindian at yung mga bagay sa buhay mo na dapat yun lang inoohan mo. Kasi a dream gives us a hope for the future, and it also brings us power in the present. It makes it possible for us to prioritize everything we do. In other words, a person who has a dream knows what he is willing to give up in order to go up. Kapag ka meron kang prioritization sa yung mga activities, sa yung mga goals, sa yung mga objectives, your dream shapes the things that you sacrifice and that you say no to. You set boundaries and you just give your time and energy to the things that really matter. Another importance of the dream is a dream adds value to our work. So yung trabaho mo, yung ginagawa mo sa buhay, it does not become meaningless or empty pursuits. It adds value and meaning to what you're doing because they all are part of your dream. Naalala niyo ba yung isang reporter na may in-interview yung tatlong construction worker? Yung first construction worker, tinanong, "Oh, what are you doing, sir?" Yung unang construction worker said, "I'm here to get a paycheck." Nandito ako para sumahod. Yung pangalawang construction worker was also asked the same question by the reporter. Sir, ikaw, what are you doing? Or I'm here pouring cement. Yun, bubuhos lang ako ng semento. The third construction worker na medyo kumakanta habang nagtatrabaho at sumisipol-sipol pa, napakasaya, nilapitan ng reporter with the same question. Sir, kayo naman, ano bang ginagawa mo? And the construction worker number 3 said, I am helping build a beautiful shelter for the homeless. Pakita ko sa'yo, Dan, dito gagawin yung dormitory for the girls, dito gagawin yung kitchen, this is where the kids will play, this will be a school part, and on and on. He was so excited about what he's doing. What's the lesson of that story? It's the same work, it's the same pay, it's the same challenge, and the same problems they go through. Pare-pareho naman sila ng ginagawa, pero magkakaiba sila ng tingin. Why? Because that's what a dream does to you. Nagkakaroon ka ng excitement and motivation to live your life, to do your work. And because you realize that they all contribute to a beautiful ending, to a beautiful destination. That's what makes the journey fun and exciting and meaningful kahit maraming mga problema at kahit maraming mga challenges at mga bagyong sinusuong. Wow, this is great, no? And finally, another question. Oh, by the way, no, ito pala yung mga ways that we can discover your dream. How do you know? Pastor Mike, paano ko malalaman yung aking pangarap sa buhay? How do I discover that God-given dream of mine? Well, you ask questions like, ano ba yung mga talento mo sa buhay? You have to discover, ano yung saan ka magaling? What is my greatest character strength? Ano bang klaseng tao ako? What do others who have nothing to gain? No? Kumbaga, yung ginagawa ko ba, nakaka-benefit ba sa iba? What have my unique experiences, life experiences, prepared me to do? So, meron bang mga experience ako sa buhay na pwedeng makatulong sa maraming tao at maka-achieve ng aking mga dreams in life? What is my greatest passion? Ano yung mga gustong-gusto kong gawin? Yung bang kahit na hindi ako bayaran, gagawin ko pa rin. Yan, what's your passion? What is so important to me that I would be willing to die for it? Wow! So dito yung mga tanong, no? Mga bagay sa buhay mo na ito yung binigay sa iyo ng Diyos na misyon at pangarap sa buhay, your purpose for existence. So the second question we need to ask, so to discover your purpose in life is how far can I go? This is the power of attitude. Marami kasing mga tao na pagka may pangarap nga sila, meron silang dream, pero yung kanilang attitude very negative. So, your attitude determines your altitude. Kung ano ang iyong pananaw, kung ano ang iyong ugali, o kung ano ang iyong response sa mga sitwasyon ng buhay mo o sa mga nangyayari sa iyo, yun ang magde-determine kung magtatagumpay ka o hindi. Pag medyo lagi kang nagre-reklamo, lagi kang negative, lagi ka na lang naiinis, lagi kang pa-victim mentality, parang ikaw na lang lagi ang kawawa, walang mangyayari sa'yo. But if your attitude is more positive, you see the brighter side, you trust that God is in charge, even though when life is bad, God is still good. Whoa, that's a good attitude. I can do this. I will never give up. Habang may buhay, may pag-asa. Yung attitude mo raw will spell the difference between success or failure. That's why your current attitude is a choice. It's a choice between grumbling or complaining or being grateful or dreaming on moving forward. Yan, ano? So it's a choice that you do. Actually, what separates those who succeed and fail in life, it's not really talent or education. It's not really money or technical ability. It's not even hard work, but it's attitude. The main factor that determines whether you will live your dream is the attitude. It determines how far you can go on the success journey. Yung mga tumatagal, yun yung mga may attitude na never say die, never give up attitude. So, hindi raw yan payamanan o patalinuhan o pagalingan. Pagandahan ng attitude o ng perspective in life. Your current attitude is a choice. At the same time, your attitude determines how you will approach the journey. So minsan kasi, kapag yung attitude mo ay affected by circumstances or by your upbringing or your childhood or your family problems or what people say against you, medyo nadi-discourage ka at nawawalan ka ng gana, ayaw mo na magpatuloy. But when you do not allow your circumstances to dictate your attitude, when you do not allow people's opinions or your upbringing or background or your past hurts or abuses to determine your future, so you choose to actually approach the journey in a more positive light. This is good, ano? What I believe about life determines how I perceive life, which determines what I will receive from life as well. So, merong ginawang study ng mga cancer patients, no? So, ginawa ito sa London, England. Mga cancer patients who had undergone mastectomy procedure. So, sa hospital na to, there are 50 women who have breast cancer. Sa hinati nila yung grupo ngayon, those who have na-determine nila who have positive attitude, 8 out of 10 have survived cancer and lived more than 10 years. Can you imagine, ano? They outlived the other patients because of their positive attitude. On the other group naman, yung mga negative tsaka yung mga pessimist, talagang laging depressed at lagi na lang nagko-complain about their cancer. And the statistics is 8 out of 10 of them actually died within 3 years. So that's very sad, ano? But that's also very enlightening. That our attitude determines how well we will persevere in life, how long we will overcome our difficulties, and how long we will endure or survive or also achieve our dreams in life. Oh, wow, that's good, ha? Yung ating pananaw sa buhay, attitude, no? Yung ating response sa mga sitwasyon natin, whether it's in family, whether it's your problem in marriage, or about your problems with your children, or whether it's your problems with your work or your business, or whether it's your challenges personally, your emotions, yung mga pinagdadaanan ng mabigat, mapait, at matindi, at masakit. Your attitude will determine whether you will be successful or a failure. Yan, ano? It's the difference between success and failure. So, kung parati ka na lang, paggising mo sa umaga, lagi ka na lang nagtatampo sa Diyos, lagi ka na lang nagrereklamo, bakit ba ganito lang ang buhay ko? At bakit na lang lagi akong victim, lagi na lang akong inaapi at sinasaktan? Parang telenovela ang tingin mo sa buhay mo. That's an attitude, by the way. No? You will have a hard time achieving success. But when your attitude is never give up, kaya ko yan. Gagawin ko ang lahat para mabago ang sarili ko at ma-overcome yung mga hadlang sa buhay ko. Sa tulong ng Diyos at sa awa ng Diyos, I will be a better person. That's an attitude in life. That God is good even when life is bad. No, I have blessings and I am grateful even when there are challenges and pain and suffering in this world. So ikaw ba? Meron ka bang good attitude, success attitude? So, the third question we need to ask, and this is the last, how do we know that we know our purpose in life? How do I get there from here? So you need to set goals, you need to have a plan. Now, for example, you're going to Baguio. Hindi pwedeng, tara, let's go to Baguio. You ride the bus or you drive the car and you just go. Hindi pwede. You have to plan. No, anong babaunin natin? Ilang araw tayo sa Baguio? Saan tayo mag-i-stop over? Magkano pangmasahe? Magkano i-withdraw natin sa bangko na cash para ready tayo? Anong requirements para makaakyat ng Baguio? Kailangan ba ng RT-PCR test o vaccination card lang? Saan tayo titira? Anong hotel ang i-reserve natin? Anong transient house ang kailangan nating i-reserve? Di ba? Saan tayo kakain? And on and on and on. Successful people are good planners. They just don't go out there and do everything and get busy doing activities without setting goals. So, the third requirement for knowing your purpose is the ability to plan, to organize your life, and to set goals so you can achieve your dreams. Kasi goals create a route for success. Meron kang roadmap to success kapag you are a good planner. Di ba? Hindi ka makakarating sa Baguio kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung daan. Saan ba dadaan? Sa La Union? Sa Pangasinan? O sa Ilocos? Di ba? At anong sasakyan natin? At magkano ang kailangan? How much does it cost to be there? And iba rin yung budget mo kapag 1 week stay sa Baguio or 1 month stay in Baguio. That's a different plan. It takes a different roadmap to success. Another thing about goals is goals draw out your sense of purpose. Merong dahilan lahat ng ginagawa mo. A purpose-driven life. A life shaped by purposes given by God. No? Kumbaga, you do things because you have a reason for doing them. Yun, lagi mo tinatanong, why do I do what I do? Kasi pagka meron kang purpose, it helps you focus your attention and make it your aspiration, dominant aspiration. It helps you know where you are going. Goals also motivate you. Ano? Kumbaga, hindi ka nawawala ng gana. Kasi sa totoo lang, you cannot push someone up the ladder if he is not willing to climb. Ang hirap nun ha, yung tinutulak ka lang. Pero kung wala kang pagkukusa, ang hirap-hirap. No? But when you are self-motivated, kahit wala magtulak sa'yo, kahit wala magsabi sa'yo, gagawin mo. Why? Because you have a sense of purpose. You have a sense of mission. You have a sense of dream in life. The same is true about our success journey. Di ba? We will not go forward unless we are motivated to do so. Goals can help us provide that motivation. No one ever accomplishes anything without a goal. Goal is the strongest human force for self-motivation. Kapag meron kang goal, you are highly motivated kahit maraming nagki-criticize, kahit maraming hindi nag-agree sa iyo, kahit maraming pagsubok o hadlang o parang imposible. When you have a goal, you are highly motivated. So another one is goals give you a goal and motivation. Yan, no? The fourth reason why we need to set goals is this, because goals get your focus on improvement, not just activity. That means, hindi ka natatambakan ng mga things to do or things to accomplish or deadlines to achieve. It also means that you want to develop yourself as you do things. Success is actually a journey, not just a destination. Kasi maraming tao, they achieve something, they bought something, or they have acquired something. Akala nila yun ay success. Pero wala nangyari sa buhay nila. They did not become a better person. You did not become a humbler servant. You did not become a better husband or a better wife. Ang dami mo ng pera, ang dami mo ng trophies. Kayo nga ang nag-champion. Ikaw nga naging leader o naging chairman. So success ba yun? So success is actually more than arriving at your destination. It's actually experiencing a journey that changes you. You become a better person. Yan, ano? So hindi lang promotion. Yes, promotion is part of it. Pero sa process of being promoted, sa process of acquiring that 6-digit or 9-digit figure, sa process of acquiring that championship trophy or that badge, what kind of person did you become? Did you develop your potential? Did you become a better, a wiser person, a humbler, a kinder, a more compassionate person in the process? Kaya nga itong politika natin nakakalungkot, ano? Kasi ang goal ng bawat isa, manalo, 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 at talunin yung kalaban, at ipahiya yung mga kalaban, etc. Pero the goal is actually success. Is when you actually become a better person in the process. Improvement, not just activity. And finally, goals create mile markers of progress. Maganda no pag nakikita mo yung progress mo sa buhay, that you are not yet what you want to be, but praise God, you are no longer who you used to be. Nababawasan yung galit mo, nababawasan yung kasungitan mo, nakikita mo, uy, nag-i-improve ako. You are now better in computer, you are now better in communication, you are now better in submission to your leaders, you are now better in managing people, you are now better in handling conflicts. These are markers of progress. Nakikita mo na mayroong pag-unlad yung buhay mo, mayroong pagbabago yung ugali mo. Goals do that. So, pag tuwing pinatinitin mo yung goals mo sa buhay, you always compare where you are now and where you are before, where you were before. And then you see progress and you celebrate your progress. Those are good planners. No? When you're a good planner, of course, you know your goal, you know your dream, you know your destination. And of course, you organize your roadmap to that goal, your roadmap to success. So your dream determines your goals. Your goals are they map out your actions. Your actions create results, and the results bring you success. Manlakin mo, no? Kapag yung success mo ay bigla na lang lumapag sa'yo, imposible yun. Walang ganong success, all roads to success, they require goals, they require dreams, they require roadmaps, they require actions and decisions, they require attitudes, and they require results that bring you success. So remember, sabi ng Psalms chapter 1, sabi ng psalmist, blessed is the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked or stand in the way of sinners. These are principles, no? The Bible leads us and enlightens us about the principles of success. No, when our delight is in the law of the Lord, meditates on his law day and night, you know what happens? That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do, prosper. Di ba? Maraming mga tao, no? The choices that you make, the decisions and the attitude, di ba? Will you depend on God? Will you practice God's principles or not? Would you want to be like a tree planted by streams of water? Di ba? Hindi nagigiba, hindi natutuyo, no? Whose leaf does not wither. Whatever you do becomes successful and prosperous. Sabi ng Proverbs 16, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. So marami sa atin, we want success. Of course, God wants us to bless us with success. But along the way, God gives us trials and testings and schools of brokenness to shape our character, humiliation to bring down our pride. Di ba? God teaches us. We do that when we commit our ways to the Lord. Hindi pwedeng puro ikaw lang o diskarte mo lang. Kailangan may pagsuko sa Diyos at may pagtitiwala sa Diyos. Sabi ng Matthew 16, what good will it be for someone to gain the whole world? Dami mo kang pera, dami ang believe sa'yo, dami mo kang mga na-achieve, yet forfeit their soul. Wasak naman ang pamilya mo, hindi ka naman masaya, walang kwenta naman ang buhay mo, walang patutunguhan ang buhay mo, galit sa'yo mga anak mo, at walang mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo. You lose your soul. At nalimutan mo ang Diyos. Dami mo ang kayamanan, pero wala ka namang Diyos. Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? Sabi ng Luke chapter 16, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So if you have not been trustworthy in handling your worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? Di ba? Mayroong mga binibigay sa atin ng Diyos ng mga pagpapala sa buhay. Yung asawa mo, yung anak mo, yung mga kaibigan mo, yung tatay mo, yung nanay mo, yung sweldo mo, yung ipon mo, yung bahay mo, yung mga ari-arian mo, all of these are worldly wealth that God gives us. But when we do not take care of them, our health, di ba? Time is wealth, your time. When you do not become a good manager of everything God gives you, how can God entrust you with genuine riches? This is a good question for us to ask. Kaya nga sabi ng Isaiah 41, do not fear, I am with you, says God. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Guys, grabe, ang galing nito. Ano? Success, true success comes from the Lord. It comes from God. Of course, we do our part. Of course, we become responsible. Of course, we change our attitude. Of course, we learn principles. But ultimately, it is the favor of God, it's the blessing of God that makes the difference. Di ba? Hindi porke you have arrived at your goal is successful ka na. You have to have God with you. You have to have the favor of God. You have to have the presence of God in your marriage, in your family, in your business, in your work, in your relationships, in your life. Sabi ng Lord, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And then Deuteronomy chapter 8 says, remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors, as it is today. It is God who gives us the abilities. So huwag kang mayabang, huwag tayong mayabang. Naku, kasama ako dyan, lahat tayo. Huwag mo sabihin na, galing-galing ko talaga, kaya ko to. No, no. It is God who gives us the abilities. Jeremiah 17 says, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord and whose confidence is in Him." Let me end our webinar, no? And then I'll listen to your questions and some of your comments. When you trust the Lord, God gives you confidence. When you trust the Lord, when you give Him your life, when you surrender to Him your past, your present, and your future, He grants you true life, genuine life. Now, life is not found in money or wealth or achievements or applause or skills or talents or knowledge. True success is found in confidence in God. Kapag ikaw ay nagtitiwala sa Diyos, let me invite you. Put your trust in God. Put your hope in God. Put your confidence in the Lord. Naku, walang kwenta lahat ng ating mga achievements, lahat ng ating, ikaw pinakamalusog, ikaw pinakamatalino, ikaw pinakamaganda, ikaw pinakagwapo, ikaw pinakamayaman. All of those will be useless and empty and meaningless without God. Diba? So, today, I invite you in a success journey. Success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing the seeds that benefit others or impacting your world. In the next webinars, we'll talk more about these principles. But today, we talked about 3 powerful questions about knowing our purpose. Where would I like to go? Ano bang pangarap ko sa buhay? Ano bang direksyon ko sa buhay? May direksyon nga ba ako? How far can I go? No? Your attitude determines whether you will persevere, you will endure, and you will overcome your obstacles in life. And the third, how do I get there from here? The power of setting goals. Make sure your goals include God, your family, your marriage, your values, your convictions, and the principles that will carry you through. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much for listening. Back to you, Steph.
Yan, thank you, Pastor Mike. Ang ganda, ang dami kong na-learn sa ating webinar. And for sure, marami din kayong na-learn. Ang dami kong na-notes nakita ko yung iba, nagda-notes din. So, ayan, if you have questions, ayan, hold nyo yan. Mag-Q&A tayo soon, pero mag-announcements muna tayo. Or if may pahabol kayong questions, you can private message me para I can consolidate all those. Yan. So, again, send in your questions and chat me directly to me. Yan. So, ayan, bago mag-Q&A, here are some questions for you to discuss with your office mates and colleagues. Yan. So, syempre, di ba, again, yung focus natin talaga is application. Hindi lang yung parang pasok-labas, parang, okay, thank you, pasok na tayo, webinar, okay na. Yan. So, we really want everyone to be able to discuss this, reflect this, and apply sa life. And sakto, si Pastor Mike, di ba, he gave so many questions na parang, paano mo ba nalaman yung dream ko? Ano yung kailangan gawin, parang ano ba greatest talents ko, yan. So note niyo yung mga questions na yan so that you can really be sure that you will succeed in life, diba? Yan. So first question is, if I could be anything I wanted, what would I be? What is my greatest dream? So yan yung first point talaga, sakto, power of the dream. Second is, who is the most positive person I know that can help me improve my attitude? Yan. So power of attitude naman, yung second. And lastly, third, what 3 things that I can control stand between me and the achievement of my dream? What will I do to overcome these barriers? Yan. So the power of setting goals. So para feasible goal siya, magagawa niyo talaga kasi aware kayo, ito pala yung barrier. So kailangan gawin ko to, ito yung goal ko para ma-overcome yan. Yan. So take note of these questions para talaga, lahat tayo successful in pursuing our dreams and goals. Yan. Okay, so note nyo, pwede nyo naman din screenshot yan. Alright, so we also invite you, aside from this webinar series, to the God Talk series. So the God Talk series, it happens every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So starting next Friday siya, March 25. So take note nyo yan, add nyo yun sa calendar nyo para you will be able to learn about and join the God Talk series. Yan. So if you have questions about life, God, and faith, yan, sakto, we have this series. So we will be discussing mga specific questions pa, like, is there more to life than this? What on earth am I here for? And who is God ba talaga? And how can He be known? Yan. So baka you have asked that question before in your life. So sakto we have this space, this weekly series that we can discuss these questions. So yan, we invite you to join the God Talk series. It's just a safe space yan. Feel free to discuss, to ask questions. Na namang stupid questions kasi ano talaga siya. It's for us to explore Christianity and also engage in a conversation about life's most important questions. So huwag kayo mahiya to ask these questions kasi for sure someone also has those questions, diba? Baka ikaw yung mismong kailangan lang to raise that question. Yan. So register at cbcp.org/godtalk. Yan. So you can start registering para maka-join kayo with us next week. Yan. Aside from that, you can also get in touch with us at Life at Work by liking our Facebook page. So yan yung namin, parang handle sa Facebook, Life at Work Community. So we will post mga updates, mga helpful posts. Every week nagpo-post kami. So i-like niyo talaga yan. Lalo na yung mga nandito last year, di ba? Na-like niyo na ba yung page namin? Yan. Para hindi lang yung mga webinars natin or God Talk series saka tayo nagkikita-kita. Like, meron pa rin kayong feeding through the Facebook page. Yan. So, mga helpful posts and also replays of our webinars. Nandyan siya. We will post it on our Facebook page so that you can share them also with your family members, with your friends and colleagues na who weren't able to attend today. And so again, take note, Life at Work Community. And aside from that, you can also visit our website. Yan. So cbcp.org/life-at-work. So at dapat yan. Hindi pala ganun. So yan. So you can learn more. Yan. Life at Work. And for questions and concerns, or if you want to invite us, Life at Work community, to your company, you may email us at lifeatwork@cbcp.org. Yan. So i-send naman ni Pastor Joseph yung correct links sa chat. So tingnan niyo na lang yan. Okay, again, take note ha. So this just part 1, di ba? Ang exciting, dami natin na-learn sa part 1. Meron tayong part 2, what it takes to succeed. So take note that the part 2, Growing in Your Potential, is on July 15, 2022. Okay, so we will just email yung mga HR representatives nyo para ma-send in yung details in the coming days. Yan. So pwede nyo yan save sa calendar para maka-register. Okay, so that's it for our announcements. Let's go ahead to the Q&A. We have a few more minutes left in our webinar where we can be able to tackle some questions. Yan. So ready ka na ba, Pastor Mike, for our questions?
Yeah, all right. Sige, ano ba yung first question, Steph?
Okay, sige. So it's good na you were able to give us guidelines, diba, through yung mga questions, paano natin discern yung purpose natin, how we can be sure na, okay, this is how I can succeed in life and maximize my life. Baka it would be helpful also for everyone to maybe hear a concretized version na parang, okay, parang at least may example sila, diba, na gets nila, pag ito yung tanong, ito mga pwedeng mga sagot, parang mas na-visualize nila na, okay, that's how I can like build up knowing my purpose. So baka you can share, Pastor Mike, like how you would answer these questions, parang medyo yung step by step, and also share what your purpose is para we can visualize it din na, kaya pala si Pastor Mike, ito yung ginagawa niya, ito pala yung passions niya, kasi ito pala yung purpose niya, ito pala yung talents niya, ganyan, ito yung dream niya.
Yeah. One thing that helped me is to write it down. You write down a purpose statement. Di ba yung mga companies, mga organizations, they have a purpose statement that somehow drives all their projects and programs or activities together. It actually determines their budget or their missions and their goals. And it actually determines who to hire and or not. So ganun din tayo as a person. We need to somehow come up with our own purpose statement. What's my purpose in life? Yeah, so some people will draft a purpose statement that looks like that sounds like this. My purpose in life is to honor God, make disciples, love my family, and make this world a better place. Yeah, so some as generic as that, it's like a vision statement as well. So ikaw, ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve in life? Some of my friends would write something like, "My purpose in life is to generate much wealth so that I can be a blessing to the poor, to my family, and to others in need." Yeah, no, that's a purpose. That's a beautiful purpose statement. The others, no? So yung purpose statement mo reflects your talents, your passions, your giftings. No, some maybe you could write something like, "My purpose in life is actually to write good music and be a blessing to many people using my talents and skill in music." Yeah, no? So that's a purpose statement. You can write maybe up to three purpose statements, but one will be good. And then as you go along, you improve it, you make it more detailed and more clear so that you can actually kumbaga, allow it to decide or shape your decisions. No? Who to marry, which business to start, which company to work with, di ba? What kind of friends to hang out with. Yun, ano? So, a purpose statement does that. Ano? A dream does that. You say no to the things that do not really contribute to your goals in life, to your purpose in life. And then you say yes to the things, activities, people, organizations, or activities that add or contribute to becoming a better you and helping you on the road to success. Yan, ano? So I hope that helps. No? So you start by writing it. Ako, I have a journal and I write my purpose statement. Actually, you visit it every year to improve it or redraft it. Revise mo siya. Some people will post it on the wall or put it on their bed. Ito yung aking purpose in life. Yan.
Nice. Same din yung ginagawa natin, Pastor Mike. Ako din gusto ko sinusulat ko. Kasi iba pa rin pag tinatype mo. Kasi at least yung sinusulat mo, like mas maalala mo, mas parang pwede mong process and pwede mo din siyang dikit. So actually what I would do then is, like gets ko na ano yung purpose statement ko. Tapos every year, I would also have like, but hindi ko sure kung like it would work for you, pero a lot of my friends, we would do a word of the year and verse of the year. So, yung word and verse na yan, like sakto siya kasi you also share, di ba, yung mga life experiences natin. It can also help us parang discern better ano ba yung dream natin, parang how that can like prepare me for this dream. So, sakto siya na, okay, like ito nga yung goal, pero like currently, ito yung season ko now. Ito yung where God is like exposing me in. Like dati, dito ako sa industry na to, ito yung ginagawa ko. Pero ngayon, ito yung industry ko, ito yung ginagawa ko. Pero and ngayon, mas busy na ako. So ano yung, in this season, yung parang word para it falls under this whole purpose statement that I have. And also verse, kasi gusto ko talaga biblically rooted lahat ng ginagawa ko. So you can also explore doing that. Yeah, example lang yan. So there are so many ways for you to do it. And nice nga yung sinabi talaga ni Pastor Mike. Yan. So how about if, di ba, we also mentioned mga certain barriers, di ba, like our question number 3, parang ano ba yung mga certain barriers sa life mo right now that's getting in the way? How about if yung barrier niya is, okay, all this activity and busyness throughout the year, pero hala, mga 40s na ako or 50s, parang is it too late or baka na midlife crisis na ako na hala, buong buhay ko pala, like hindi ko alam yung purpose ko or parang na-realize ko lang na iba pala yung purpose ko or dream ko. Like, is it too late? What can I do as my maybe next steps para I can recalibrate back to God's purpose for me?
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful question. So actually, it's never too late for any of us, whether you are 18-year-old or 80-year-old. Once you discover your purpose or figure out what you really want or what God wants for you, your dream that is in your heart, you can always change. You can always do a mid-course correction. Ika nga, no? It's like we're traveling. You can always shift your gears or shift your direction once you figure out this is what I was made for. This is what I was created for. This is God's dream for me. This is God's purpose for me. So I know a lot of people who spent decades being an accountant and they were empty, and not that all accountants are like that, no, but some friends of mine, they just did what was required of them. They just did what their parents expected of them. And then when they turned 40 or 50, they realized, parang hindi pala ito yung gusto ko sa buhay. I want to be a painter. I want to be a dancer. I want to be a musician. I want to be a teacher. And then they enroll again and study again and they fulfill their dream in life. It's not too late, ano, kahit na anong edad natin. Pero it will be advantageous for us if you at your age now, younger, if you're in your 30s or 40s, these are the best season in our lives to figure out what our end game would be, what our dream would be. Ayan, ano? So, lalo na kung malalaki na yung mga anak mo and you are trying to figure out what's next, no? After raising a family and retiring from decades of work, what's next for me? So, for some people, it's only now that they're figuring out their purpose for existence, no? So, I'm a writer and I'm a poet, di ba? So for some, they do a mid-course correction and study all over again or start all over again. So I think that's healthy. No? That's healthy when we go through some struggles and or a dissonance na ito yung ginagawa ko pero hindi ako masaya. Parang may ibang pinapagawa sa akin ng Diyos. So you can either just go through your old routines and your mechanical work that makes you miserable, or you follow God, you follow your heart, you follow God's purpose or dream for you. Yan, ano? All of us should live a life of mission, a life of purpose, an existence for God and for others. Yung kailangan ma-figure out natin yun. And it's okay. Sometimes it takes years to figure it out. Ako, it took me a lot of questioning and wrestling. It took a lot of years to figure out what I really want to do in my life. Until now, no? So it's not always, etched in stone. Hanggang ngayon, open pa rin ako, Lord, do you want me to preach or to be a pastor or to be a teacher for the rest of my life? Or is there something else? Is there a leveling up? Meron bang next progression in my journey of success? Yan, ano? So, totoo yan, ano? Success is not only a destination, it's also a journey. It's the process of becoming a better you, a better version of yourself. Impacting more and more and growing to your potential. But you have to figure out what you actually want and what God wants for you.
Yeah, kaya nice din yung sinabi mo kanina, Pastor Mike, sa start, kaya yung purpose statement na susulatin natin, na i-process natin, na isipin talaga natin, is something general, para kahit yung mga little things that we do, parang gets natin na, parang bakit ko ba ginagawa to? Like, for example, bakit ako, like, ganito na ba life ko, yung naglagi ako nag-encode, nagta-type sa Word doc, ganyan. Tapos yung example mo with the construction worker, di ba? Kahit menial task, yung mga maliliit na task, parang minsan isipin natin na, ay, bakit ganito life ko? Parang lalo na nung pandemic, di ba? Parang medyo routine tayo. Pero knowing that general, like, purpose statement, it really influences our attitude towards those little things that we do. Na, yung pouring nga talaga ako ng cement, or nagta-type lang ako, nagka-copy-paste, ganun. Pero nakikita ko na, like, understand ko yung bigger picture na it contributes na at least alam natin na ito yung mga clients natin, and dahil parang nakilala natin clients natin, complete yung mga details, meron tayong like more business and more of that na business, mas marami tayong nahe-help with our business. So, mga understanding that bigger picture, like bakit ba nag-exist yung company nyo? Bakit ba may ganun na role, yung role ninyo in the first place as an employee, no? Like, you really see na may contribution pa talaga ako. So, etong current role nyo ba, like, does it fall under that general purpose statement? So, important nga siya na, though it's specific, it's also general in a sense na nakikita nyo like those little things or big things in life. Kasi minsan, di ba, parang feel natin na kailangan ko ng one big purpose, ganon, like anong passion. And nasasad tayo na parang wala akong manap yung big thing na yan. What if God calls you to do the little things? Kasi walang gumagawa ng little things na yan. And that's what you're good at, di ba? So, naalala ko, I read this book by Craig Ross. It's called Go Small. Na parang everyone wants to start a revolution, but no one wants to change the toilet paper. Parang yan yung parang famous quote nila na yan, parang lahat gusto focus na big thing. Tapos parang lahat nag-suffer kasi wala na tayo toilet paper. Yung ganun lang na scenario niya. Yun. So, kanyari sa church, yan. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Pastor Mike.
I agree. I agree, Steph. No, that's very beautiful when you mention that. No, kasi sometimes we think na a purpose statement or a dream in life should be
Mm,
profound or
yes.
eloquent or impressive, no, or big. No, not necessarily. Sometimes a good purpose or vision or dream statement for you would be, I want to be the best mom that God wants me to be. A mom that loves my kids, loves my husband, and builds a good family, a loving family. So sometimes that's it, no, to be a better dad or the best teacher in the school that I work, and the best teacher to the kids I teach, di ba? So,
Mm,
or to be the best uh, uh, Christian that I can be. Serve my church, serve my family, serve my God. So, ganun. It's the little
yeah.
things. Hindi naman kailangan grand and impressive.
Like, hindi nyo kailangan mahiya na, ay, bakit ganito lang akin compared sa ganito na person? That's where God called you to be. Di ba, sakto yung how Pastor Mike started na parang defining success, being as someone else. Na, oy, hindi ako kasing galing ni Einstein. Hindi ko ma-propose tong theory na to or what. Well, what if God doesn't call you to do that, di ba? So,
Yes.
iba-iba talaga tayo ng mga purpose. Yan. So,
Mhm.
I have a few more questions, Pastor Mike.
Okay. Yeah, go,
Yan.
go.
Yan. So what if na-decide na determine mo na ano yung purpose mo in life. Pero how can you ensure that you stay focused or kung align ba ginagawa mo, na sidetrack ka or also have that discipline na sige gagawin ko to. Kasi minsan 'di ba, yung minsan pursuing our purpose, yan pa yung mas nakakatamad, nakapagod or daming obstacles. Yan. So how do you stay focused? How do you stay disciplined and motivated or aligned to your purpose every step of the way?
Wow, that's a good question. Actually, there are many ways, no, to actually focus yourself or train yourself to be more disciplined and diligent, effective and efficient in terms of achieving your goals or objectives or fulfilling your dream in life. But one of the most very, very effective ways is when you surround yourself with people, like-minded people. Di ba? Sabi nga, no, birds of the same feather flock together. Kapag ka napapalibutan mo yung sarili mo ng mga tao na medyo success attitude ang kanilang dala, no? They're more optimistic and positive in terms of dealing with pain and suffering and problems in life. When you're surrounded with people who are excellent thinkers, di ba? Yung brilliant mag-isip, no? They don't grumble or complain or just criticize or bash or cancel anyone. They're open-minded and willing and humble enough to learn from others. When you're surrounded with people like that, you are more prone to become a better version of yourself kasi nakakahawa talaga ang kagalingan. Nakakahawa ang kabutihan. Nakakahawa ang katalinuhan, di ba? Kapag ka napapalibutan ka ng mga tao na walang ginawa kundi mag-chismis, walang ginawa kundi magreklamo, walang ginawa kundi puro negative na lang, puro grumbling na lang. Not even grateful for the blessings they have. They count their problems instead of counting their blessings. You end up becoming like them as well. No? Nakakahawa kasi ang negativity eh. Di ba? Parang you're always discouraged and miserable because you talk to people who feel the same way. But when you talk to people who will mentor you, who will sharpen you, who will rebuke you and correct you, who will improve you, who will train you. Kahit minsan, di ba, masakit magsalita, pero you are becoming better, you're becoming more excellent. You surround yourself with people like that. So I think that's one way, no? To improve. Ako, dati, no, there was a time in my life na mahilig ako mag-procrastinate, napakatamad ko, at wala akong goal sa buhay, di ba? I just coast along, I follow the crowd, I do what everybody does, until some mentors, di ba? Some coaches, some disciplers came along and helped me improve on my habits, helped me improve on my heart, helped me improve on my motivations and my skills and my dream in life, di ba? Helped me improve on my relationship with God and with others. That's amazing when you have people like that. So you cannot do it alone. Eh. You need mentors and teachers. You need people who will guide you, companions along the journey. So that's one way. You know, that's one way I know. There are many ways to discipline yourself, no, to focus on your goals. But one way is to surround yourself with a barkada who are also success-oriented, yung kanilang attitude for success is very, very contagious and admirable. Kasi when you admire people, you tend to emulate them, you tend to copy them. So you surround yourself with people you respect and you admire. Not perfect, no? They are human beings who have flaws and who make mistakes, but they are worth emulating. Yung mga gustong-gusto mong hangaan. Whether dead or alive. Some of them are dead, you just read their books, you read their works. Diba? Or whether you know them or not. Some of them you just admire from a distance, from a stage, or from diba? People who are, builders of companies, builders of organizations na, I want to be like him or her. Or people who are close to you, people who surround you. Can you ask them, you just ask them, no? Pare, can you mentor me in my finances? Can you be my marriage mentor? Diba? Can you be my financial coach? Can you be my business teacher? Diba? So when you have people like that, you become you are better off. Yan.
Yeah, important talaga the people around us. And sakto din, like, pag, for accountability, di ba? So,
Yeah.
pag alam nila yung purpose statement mo, and sakto, they're also, like, the third party, perspective, yung outside of just you. Kasi minsan we're too close, di ba? So, we need those people, or tayo mismo, we need to take that step back to really see na, teka, yung ginagawa ko ngayon pala, like, a busybody lang ako, pero wala talaga siyang like contribution, wala siyang ambag sa aking purpose. So it really helps na even the people around you, parang they're aware of your purpose statement, para sila like, oy Steph, parang or have you really prayed about it? Have you really thought about this certain path that you're taking right now? Kasi 'di ba sabi mo ito yung purpose statement mo, parang hindi siya sobrang aligned yun. So it really helps then to really have those people. And yun, nasabi mo, Pastor Mike, no, like with other people na parang what are they doing? Parang how do they stay focused or motivated? May nabasa talaga ako before na successful people, they like reading the biographies of other successful people. So, di ba maraming books, di ba? Parang, yung Nike, yung Starbucks, paano sila nagawa? Parang ano yung process of how that founder parang started that company. So, makikita niyo yung mga struggles nila. Like, how can you like adapt din? Parang, like, eto pala ginagawa nila so that they can continually stay focused and motivated, disciplined, kahit na ito mga barriers or mga hurdles yung in front of them. Yan. So, do we have time for one last question?
Sige, one last.
Okay, sige. So, eto naman more on focus on the company, business context. So, yun. So, how do you succeed if, as an honest business or honest business leader, if there are, like, yun nga tayo, di ba? Parang, okay, I will be focused on my purpose, continue to glorify God with my decisions, what I do, my goals, ganyan. Pero what if like other people or yung colleague mo or yung government agencies, sila yung nag-get in the way of you fulfilling your purpose of succeeding as what you do is God honoring? Like how should they go about that? Like meron ka bang mga advice or mga tips, principles that you do when making these types of mga decisions?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. Mahirap talaga yun. Lalo na in our society today, it's full of temptations to compromise, temptations to, go under the table just for your business to thrive or succeed, or just for you to achieve your goal. Parang you need to get the proper connections, the right persons para you step up the corporate ladder, or to have experienced business success or earn more profit for that matter, di ba? So yeah, so for that I would say, as a Christian, as a pastor, I would advise that you actually figure out what's your higher goal. Of course, merong hierarchy of goals kasi. For example, is your goal to be a successful businessman or to be a man of integrity or honesty? So of course, God wants you to succeed in business, but there's a higher goal. The higher goal is to live with integrity, to live with honesty and truth. So because that is a higher goal, so you are willing to, fail in business just to be a person of integrity. You may, of course, this is tough. I know this is tough. You need wisdom from the Lord. You may sometimes experience failure in your programs or your activities or your business. It will hurt because a higher goal is not to compromise or not to give in terms of your honesty or integrity or your character. Character is a higher goal than profit or than earning a lot of money. Diba? Sabi nga ng Bible, no? A good name is better than riches. So anong gagawin mo sa daming kita mo? Dami mo ang kinita. It's a good deal, no? But you have a compromised name. You lost your integrity. People are laughing at your name or your business because you are doing shady deals or corrupt practices for that matter. So it's a battle of goals actually. So of course we have many goals that will eventually contribute to our dreams, but there is a hierarchy. For example, uh, what's a higher goal for you? To be promoted and to be recognized as the most excellent employee? That's a good goal, by the way. Or to be a better dad or a better husband, yeah, a better spouse or a better son, a better daughter. Di ba? So what will you do with all those promotions and trophies and achievements when your family is in ruins, your family relationships are miserable, your children are miserable because you are nowhere to be found? That's not success. Di ba? So, of course, no, there's time to excel in business, time to be brilliant in your career, time to be promoted. There's a time for everything. But there has to be a time for fighting for truth and fighting for honesty and choosing integrity and valuing character more than wealth or more than promotions or more than applause. Di ba? Nanalo ka nga, ikaw nga yung binoto or ikaw nga yung pinromote na chairman o ikaw nga yung binigyan ng extra salary, pero you did it in by hurting people or going under the table or compromising some deals. That's not success. That's not what we're talking about. Yes, we have a dream, we have goals, and part of those goals are achieving abundance or achieving wealth or achieving excellence or achieving recognition and favor from people. But there are higher goals than those. Honoring God, honoring my marriage, honoring my children, di ba? Honoring my integrity, honoring my principles and values in life, honoring my character. And sometimes it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt because honoring your integrity or valuing your character sometimes would include saying no to shady deals, saying no to bad people, saying no to profits that come from in sinful, immoral ways. And yeah, but the pain is worth it because you have pursued higher goals than the lower goals. Of course, there's no silver bullet answer to these questions. There's no one size fits all response to these inquiries, but it takes wisdom and discernment. Lord, what do I do in this situation or in this matter? So yeah, so that's a difficult question, but a beautiful one.
Yeah, and if
Thank
you
you.
recall, actually, in our previous webinar, yung Doing Business God's Way, you can actually watch a recording from Dylan Wilk. He's the founder of Human Nature. So, baka familiar kayo with that brand. He did talk about yung parang ginagawa nila na no lagay. So, he shared his experience din na they lost 1 million cost of goods dahil sa customs, dahil ayaw nga nila to give into corruption. And right after that, like, God bless them in terms of them honoring what would honor God most. So they had a contract with Robinsons now worth 1 million then right after that. So you can listen to that since it's more focused towards business. Pero okay yung shinare ni Pastor Mike regarding in general about yung mga barriers natin kung we're in that dilemma. I remember reading a book about Disneyland. Parang yung syempre meron silang values. So yan, helpful aside from your purpose statement, it's also determining what your values are, core values. So number 1 nila is safety. And then second one is yung happiness. Na di ba sabi nga nila, happiest place on earth yung Disneyland. But actually, number 1 value nila is safety. Tapos yung second is yung happiness, which is to let whoever leaves they're happier than when they came in, di ba? When they leave, they're happier than when they came in. Pero, yun nga, so for example, yung ride, parang medyo, parang nagma-malfunction siya the other week. So, what should we do? Ang daming nakapila na, sobrang haba na, 3 hours na pila. Nagagalit sila na we have to stop the ride kasi we have to make sure na safe sila kasi alala nila na parang maraming magagalit sa atin, 3 hours sila naghintay. Pero number 2 na core value niya, ang happiness. Number 1 pa rin, safety. Kasi sino bang magiging happy kung yung safety pala nila, di ba, na ano sila, kung ano nangyari sa kanila. So, it's also helpful to, yung na-mention ni Pastor Mike, yung hierarchy of your values. Kasi, whole life natin talaga, it's a values competition na value ko nga to be a good businessman kasi yung money that I earn, it's to support so many families, yung workers ko, but also these people who I am servicing to. Pero what's more important to me, it's to be a man after God's heart. So understanding that now, I have integrity as a businessman, like understanding na okay, ito yung values ko. And it will really help me whenever naka-values dilemma ako. Kasi understand ko, tong values ko, aligned siya sa purpose statement ko.
Galing. I like what you said, the values dilemma. It's healthy but painful, no, when you have a values dilemma. Would I, go for profit or for protecting the environment or for protecting families? That's amazing. By the way, pala Steph, no, I'd like to invite Pastor Joseph, one of our pastors sa Life at Work, to help me promote yung ating gagawin this Friday. Every Friday night, I invite all of you. Pakita nga natin yung poster, God Talk series. If you are researching or inquiring or trying to explore Christianity, does God exist? Pakita nga natin yung poster. Does God exist? Is the Bible real? Is Jesus really God? Is Christianity true? Yan, kung yun yung mga tanong ninyo. It's a 4-month series on we entitled The God Talk. Ayan, so sana mag-register kayo, sign up kayo. We will do this by Zoom. Kami ni Pastor Joseph, we will lead this conversation about life, about faith, about Christianity. So if you are exploring, maybe you do not believe in God, or you're questioning whether there is a God. Why is there a God if there's suffering and pain and evil in the world? Is God good? Is Christianity real? Is the Bible mythology? Yan. Pag-uusapan natin lahat. Pastor Joe, can you weigh in on this? Invite them. Unmute na lang si Pastor Joe. Links.
Yes, good afternoon once again. Ayan, sabi nga ni Pastor Mike, we invite you to this, no, yung the God Talk series. So, ang idea nito is to have a safe space for these conversations na minsan hindi natin natatanong sa churches natin or sometimes in our workplace, in our families. Dito natin ito itatanong. Sabi nga ni Steph kanina, wala mga questions na silly questions, no, because this may be questions that you or some of your friends or some of the people we know actually ask. Pero minsan nahiya sila magtanong. So, dito sa natin, God Talk series natin, pag-uusapan natin. Walang silly questions. Pag-uusapan natin. And we'll try to answer this. If sometimes nahirapan tayo, we'll ask the answers from all of you also, from what you think. So,
galing. Punta kayo punta kayo. This is going to be exciting. Pastor Joseph and I, we are looking forward to meet all of you and invite your friends, invite your family. Maraming tanong sa Diyos, maraming tanong sa Bible. Yeah, this is the place, So, open for all, open for anyone. Believer, non-believer, skeptic, seeker, critic, lahat pwede. Thank you, Steph. Go ahead, Steph. What's next?
Yun na yung last question
Ayun
natin.
Okay.
Sorry na overtime
Alright,
tayo,
wow.
pero thankful for all those questions.
Thank you.
Ni-summarize ko na for all of us. Yan.
Sige, good. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Pastor Joe. Thank you for everyone who joined. Let me show the poster sa inyo ng ating next topic. Ang ating part 2 is this coming Dali ano ba yan? March, May, this coming May, we will
Yes.
have part 2. Tama ba, Pastor Joe?
July,
Pakita natin yung
July na
poster.
July
Pastor.
15.
July ba?
July 15.
July 15. Kasi ikakasal si Pastor Joe. So, ng June, no? So, July 15. May poster tayo for that. No? Links, pakita nga ng slide na yun. Part 2, we will talk about growing to your potential. No? That's part 2 of our series on what it takes to succeed. I hope to see all of you. Sana invite your workmates, your boss, your family, your friends. You know, what it takes to succeed. Part 2, growing to your potential. And so thank you for joining, everyone. And I hope you learned a lot of things today. And growing to your potential on July 15. July 15, yay! But for the meantime, habang wala pang July 15, we will see you on Friday nights if you can. Hopefully you can sa ating God Talk series. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Pastor Joe.
Thank you, Pastor Mike. Thank you,
Thank you,
Steph.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, Pastor Joe. So, saka Steph, what do you think of what we talked about today? Okay naman, ano? We talked about knowing your purpose. Kayo ba, ano mga personal na mga take away nyo?
Oh, Pastor Joe, ikaw muna.
Naka-unmute na lang si Pastor Joe. Ako, ang personal take away ko talaga dito is yung attitude that determines success and failure. No? Madali kasi kung ma-discourage, tsaka madali akong ma-impatient or maging negative. So I need to surround myself with positive people. Ikaw, Pastor Joe.
Ganda yung point number 1 nyo, Pastor Mike, yung about the dream, no? And yung actually identifying and recognizing that dream, yung mga questions na what are my talents, ano yung mga passions natin, and maganda yun as a starting point na to actually know our purpose, because I think we are hardwired by God towards kung yan yung binigay na passion and dream niya sa atin. He has also given us the resources and actually the talents and the gifts to be able to fulfill and magawa natin yung dream natin. So maganda na ko yun, no? Parang I also asked that question na nung screenshot ko. Sabi ko, this is something we should ask daily, no? Na saan ba ako magaling? Saan ba ako passionate? Saan ba ako ano bang gagawin ko ng kahit walang bayad? So those are the things we think of, and if we identify them, identify those, we should yun yung i-focus natin kaysa hodgepodge na ang dami itong ginagawa. Sometimes di naman tayo doon gifted those things.
Passion, what's my passion? What's my gifting? Yun talaga, no? Kala ko tinatanong yan pagka-graduating ka ng college. No? So, anong gagawin mo sa buhay mo? Di ba? That's actually a good time to ask that question. Pero sometimes, the deeper or the more clearer answers happen 20 years later, no? When you are in your 30s, 40s, midlife ang tawag, no? You actually sit down and actually think, am I happy with my life? Am I happy with my work, my career? Or should I do something else? God, is there more to life or more to work than this, di ba? Ikaw, Steph, anong take away mo? Take home mo?
Yeah, super appreciate ko talaga yung questions kasi ako personally, mahilig ako mag-reflect. So, yun, ako din, like, every single day, I journal. Written talaga, ito journal ko. Last 2 pages na lang, kailangan ko ng bagong journal. Pero, ayun, it really helps kasi parang minsan, di ba, na-overwhelm tayo sa mga kailangan natin gawin, na-overwhelm tayo sa what we want to do, or parang right now, yung urgent, yung important, ganun, parang ang hirap minsan determine ano ba talaga yung next step. So, writing it down really helps me be less overwhelmed, and yun, asking those questions, diba? Parang at least may starting point ka, kaysa sa parang, ano muna yung, ano muna,
Tama.
ano muna yung tatanungin ko sa sarili ko, parang, or parang how can I make the decision? So, questions are really helpful. Lahat ng questions.
Oo nga. Yeah. And it can actually start as vague as, becoming the best mom or the best dad ever. And then after a while, it becomes more clearer. Parang Polaroid picture. No? Sa simula na, this I want to be. I want to be an architect and period. That's it. No? Or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a teacher. But after a while, it becomes more clearer. No? I want to build an orphanage. No? I also wanted to be rich and wealthy, so I can start, villages and develop wealth for those who don't have enough.
Yeah.
So na-realize ko no, it's an ongoing dream. It's a dream that is getting bigger and bigger. It's not a limited, or confined to what you have discovered at a certain point in time. No? So to grow.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. That's beautiful, actually. When we discover more of God and more of God's plan for us. And when we discover more of us, more of our passions and talents. May discover ako mga passion and gifting na ngayong ko lang na-discover after 40 years of existence. No? Kasi may mga tama yun, no? When you are in your teens or 20s or 30s, you are sometimes blinded to some parts of your life or some parts of you that only people can see. Yeah, some people will affirm and acknowledge, "Wait, Steph, you're a good writer. Hindi, this is good. What you're blogging about is good, di ba? Or I think you're good in this, or you're good in this area, no? You can explore that, or you're good in cooking pala, di ba? So there are things that we can discover as we surround ourselves with people who love us or who observe us, di ba? Or who correct us. And that means growth is continuous. Di ba? Parang nag-grow ka kasi nag-grow yung dreams mo, nag-grow yung purpose mo, nag-grow din yung passions mo, yung giftings mo. No? That's amazing, self-discoveries. And of course, God continues to reveal to you who you are meant to be, who you are meant to become. Kasi He's the designer, no? He designed you, no? from the womb of our mom, diba? He has created us, and like an artist, no? So He knows what our potential is. No? It's amazing.
Yeah.
So parang yung discussion today, no? It's very, very sad when we fail to see what we are meant to be. Yun talagang take home today, na it's a miserable life. It's an empty life when we fail to discover our Maker and our Maker's plan for us, our Maker's purpose for us. Na kahit na anong gawin nating successful in our eyes, lots of money, lots of achievements, lots of fame, lots of friends, lots of applause, they are empty without a purpose, without discovering who we really are and who we are meant to be. Di ba? What do you think?
Yeah. And sometimes, Pastor Mike, yung tama yung sinabi mo, our experiences in life help us clarify our purpose, our goals. Yung experience ko din after seminary or after yung graduate school, tinatanong ako, anong plano mo? Parang ang big yun. It's like, gusto ko mag-serve pero hindi ko pa sure kung saan nung una. But I tried different things. Tapos nag-try ako nung I know in myself na I wanted to serve God, I wanted to serve people, pero hindi pa yun ganun ka-specific. But as I went through different tasks, different experiences, different kinds of job related to ministry, parang na-clarify ko, this is what I truly want. So, it's not always a destination na nandun ka na. And sometimes,
it's a journey.
It's a journey and na-clarify lang yan. We talk with people, as we go through life itself. Mm.
By the way, Pastor Joe and Steph, no, I realize also that the mistakes that we made and the failures
Mm.
and the broken heart and the pain and the abuse and all the trauma and all the suffering that we went through, they are all eye openers as well. They
Mm.
open our eyes and they enlighten us about who we are meant to be. Di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi pag nasaktan ka o pag nakakita ka ng injustice, nagkakaroon ka ng passion to correct the wrong and hey, this is my purpose in life, di ba? Or when you
Mm.
get broken-hearted and you wisen up, na parang next time around, I know, I can help others prevent them from making wrong decisions and all. So you found a purpose. We found a purpose for existence. It's like the bad is being converted by God to be good. Yung kay Joseph, no? Pastor, yung sa Genesis 40, no? You meant it for evil, but God intended it for good. Sometimes all the messes and all the crazy things that happen to us can contribute to a higher purpose, no? To a better
Mm.
dream. Because we know what it feels to be abused or to be broken or to be betrayed, di ba? Or to fail or to make mistakes, di ba? And then it clarifies. Yun yung sabi ni Pastor John, our experiences clarify, good and bad, clarify our dream or our purpose or our direction in life. Amazing, no? Ikaw, Steph, what do you think about that?
Yeah, agree ako. Like, super, yan talaga na-realize ko. As in, right now, di ba, nasa school ako. Tapos, generally, alam ko naman ano yung purpose statement ko. Marami akong
Yes.
desires to
Oo.
do my purpose, ganun. Kasi, yun
Oo.
nga, it's very general. Pero,
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of how to do it, parang, mas nagiging clear talaga. As in, I left
Oo.
my job before nung 2019. Parang with
Oh.
this purpose in mind. And then, I entered into my new job na, yan pa rin purpose ko. Pero mas na-understand ko talaga parang every step of the way na parang, God, bakit ako sa department na to? Diba? Sabi mo, more on
Oh.
dito mo ako gagamitin. Pero
Yes.
mali ko naman na it's really a stepping stone. And parang from there, dun ko nakuha yung mga experiences pala na kailangan ko ma-experience. And then
Yeah.
ngayon sa school, parang each class na I take, parang mas refined siya ng refined na okay,
Yes,
mas nagigets ko na, parang gano'n. So, wag ako sobrang attached with paano, yung lahat naman ng ginagawa ko, it's to parang fulfill my purpose. Pero wag ako sobrang attached na, okay, God, alam ko dito purpose ko. Pero bakit wala pa ako yung starting that business na yan? Hanggang ngayon, dito pa rin ako, na-employee ako, na ito yung gusto ko gawin, di ba? Ito yung you're calling me to do. Pero bakit wala pa rin ako dyan sa step na yan?
Right,
Diba
right,
dapat ito yung next step, Pero yun, parang ang dami ko lang na-realize ko na assumptions about what the next step should be.
Yes,
And
yes.
galing lang ni God kasi siya talaga yung nakakakita na ito talaga yung next step mo eh. Kaya pinapadaan ko sa iyo tong experience right now eh. Kasi ang dami mong mal-learn dyan, dami mong magigain na new knowledge, new experiences, new skills na it will really prepare you for this purpose. So, ayun, ano talaga, parang exercising a lot of patience and humility sa process na to. Yun.
And
So,
learning.
yun. Yeah. Learning talaga.
Very
Parang
good, very
full
good.
life mo talaga, learning.
Galing. So, thank you, Steph, Pastor Joe. This is beautiful. Everyone, for those who hanged out until a few minutes after our webinar. This is good. I hope you learned a lot. I am learning a lot. Ako, a teacher, I'm also learning from our conversations. And sana ma-meet namin kayo, no? After the pandemic, all of you, we wanted to really be with you, meet you in the office, meet you in a coffee shop, meet you in church, no? So, so yeah, I'll see you around, guys. So don't be shy to reach out to us, email us, Viber us, message us in Facebook, Life at Work, our Facebook page. And thank you. So we'll close our room na, and until we meet again, so thank you. Tricky, thank you rin. Good to see you here.
Thank you. See you.
All right. God bless you. Salamat.
Thank you.